Welcome to another episode of Middle Ground with JLE, Ground Floor, where we can agree to disagree, still be family. That's the theme song, What Up, Though, of my second album, JLE World. I'm your host, Jeffrey L. Edwards, my amazing co-host, Teri. What's going on with you today?
Not a whole lot, just working. And my throat is a little scratchy. My voice might be a little off, but that's okay. I'm still here.
Okay. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to everybody in the panel, everybody out there in the world.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
And if you lost your mom, give me a big hug. I get it. Sucks. Yeah, interesting topic tonight. Who are you talking to? Intimate discussions with someone not your spouse or your significant other. What's your thoughts on it?
I think that I know that you have to be very selective in whom you choose to speak with about your personal relationship topics. I don't think it, unless it's just regular everyday stuff, I don't think it should be regular everyday people. Everyone has a confidant for the most part, but just be selective about that confidant. Make sure that that person is not constantly negatively speaking about your mate. They shouldn't even feel comfortable doing so. So yeah, I got a lot to say. I actually have a lot to say about this. This really shouldn't even be this week while my throat off. Like, luckily we have other folks here with us today to help.
Yep. And we have for the panel today, fellow classmate Stephanie and my big bro Jonathan. Bring them up.
Hey.
To the show.
Yeah.
This dude got Dragon Ball Z shirt on. Taking us back. About to bring that fire, huh?
Yeah, I had to bring it back, though.
It's a nice topic. Who are you talking to? Intimate discussions with someone not your spouse or significant other.
Now, what y'all talking about?
So wait a minute. So you're saying, okay, so you're saying intimate discussions. So I thought that we were maybe talking initially. I thought that we were talking about like just speaking on our relationship, but you mean just literally having intimate discussions. You mean talking about sexual things with somebody other than your mate?
Well, any personal conversation that you might discuss with someone that's not your mate might perceive that as, why you telling my business?
Okay, right. Okay, so I'm on the right track. So because you had me going somewhere else, and that might be another topic.
So, no, that's the big that's on the board too.
Okay, because I don't think you're supposed to be talking about anything to nothing sexual or you know what I mean, too deep with.
So I came up with a few questions. First one, what causes these connections to develop? Anybody can take it.
So are we saying opposite sex or same sex?
Well, today's word both.
All right, do me a favor. Give me an example. To see,
okay, example would be
about so many different things.
Define. Example would be a fellow coworker, you and your husband or wife having an issue. Y'all have lunch and y'all always talking about what's going on in your home.
Oh hell no, you fucking up right there. I'm sorry, oops. But you are. You ain't supposed to.
Intimate discussion. It can be.
Got it.
And that can cover all those spectrums because it's not the one that's in your home.
Okay, look. You got married to that person. Now, if you talk to if your sister, your brother, your cousin, somebody's your confidant, okay. You talk to them. But a coworker, that ain't doing nothing but seeding it, telling them, okay, it's a rift. And I can crack
intimate discussions.
I sit back and I keep beating at it. There's some things you can't tell, bro.
Yeah. Stephanie?
So I guess when I initially heard the topic, I was thinking not necessarily discussing things specifically related to my marriage per se, but having intimate conversation with somebody else, regardless of what the topic is. So to John's point, I'm married to my husband, but I'm having conversations that I should be having with my husband with someone else. And so I guess like your initial question was, why does that happen? Sometimes it's that interest. There may be a connection with, say, a coworker, maybe even not on the job, but maybe
we met him at the mall.
More, exactly, right? It could have been, the relationship could have developed anywhere, anyhow. The boundary is overstepped when I start confiding in you things that I should be sharing with my best friend, who should also be my spouse, husband, wife, whatever your choice is. So I mean, there could be a ton of reasons why. I could try to initiate conversations with my significant other and they may not be receptive. So now I just got to sit quiet. No, not necessarily. I'm going to find somebody else to have that conversation with.
But you got to be careful who you have those conversations with.
Absolutely.
They're going to sit back and think, okay, why is she telling me what's going on at home? Because in their mind, they're going to be like, well, I liked her already. So
right.
It's a riff.
It's an open
I
door
got
now.
an opportunity to sit back and just paint my man in a bad light.
Yeah,
just sit back and wait.
Yep.
And then to really mess up and shoot my shot.
Shoot my shot.
It's kind of bad to have to say a coworker like, oh, I can't know what he's talking about.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, the thing about when you at work, you with people like 8, 10, 12, 14 hours. Mm-hmm. You with them more than you with your family.
Facts.
And some people you'll get comfortable with where they'll sit back and start asking you like personal stuff like, oh, has this ever happened? And you'd be like, look, dog, I shoot people down all the time. That ain't their business. And well, I'm gonna let you know. That ain't none of your business. Whatever you was trying to lead into to find out, we can just shut this door right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once upon a time when I was way younger, before I got married, girlfriend, and all that stuff, yeah, you sit back and you start telling people stuff that later on you realize you shouldn't have. That's when you're younger, because you don't know no better.
Right.
As Stephanie said, you looking for somebody to talk to, and a lot of people be embarrassed to talk to like their sister, their brother. They're like, oh, I think this person cheating on me. You don't want to tell them that, because guess what? They're gonna be looking at your girlfriend, your boyfriend, like, I'm ready to beat their ass. Because they gonna ride or die for you. That's your family. But your coworker, you like, oh, you know, this is somebody I work with. You'll drop some stuff and they'll look at you and be like, all right, like I said earlier, the real ones, they really your friend. They're gonna be like, look, you need to go home and talk to them. You shouldn't be telling me this, because I don't want to be this far into your life.
Realistically, though, who says that?
But see, the thing of it is, you said real ones, and I, you know, it took me to 40 to figure that one out.
And there's no judgment zone here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, and for me, I know I used to. I don't work in that setting now, but definitely in my 20s and early 30s, I had a big salon, and so the front of it, all barbers, back beauty. So, you know, all the conversations were being had, and it was definitely I was definitely guilty of that, because even just me and the way I grew up, I grew up with a male best friend, like a legitimate male best friend. I ain't never seen this man naked. This man ain't never seen me, you know what I mean? Like a legitimate male best friend. Mm-hmm. And so it was not abnormal for me to have these conversations with a male, like, oh, let me tell you what happened yesterday. You know what I mean? It was, for me, it was like that. But it took me a long ass time to notice that, like Jonathan said, they sitting there. A lot of them are sitting there watching and waiting and watching and waiting and watching and waiting. The thing about me, they were watching and waiting for no reason for me, because the friendship is the kiss of death with me, unfortunately. But it's like you really, really do have to be careful, and that's why some things are I compartmentalize things, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But It's levels to it. Some things you can openly go to work and openly talk about your regular everyday to day frustrations, but when it gets deep into your relationship or deep into your marriage, those things need to be. You need to have your confidant, your one person, or your person that you can go to that's A, non-judgmental, B, respects you enough to tell you when you're wrong, and to not a person that's going to be respectful enough to not go hard on your mate or not be disrespectful to your mate. Because to me, you need to set those boundaries. You need to set it where people know what they can say and what they cannot say. You know what I mean? I think we have to check ourselves and not maybe go so far into the conversations, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, the people that's really your friends, sometimes them difficult conversations you have with them, you really need to hear this.
Absolutely.
They need to tell you the unvarnished truth. And you might not like it, but this is what you sought out. They didn't come to you. You came to them. And I start every time somebody asks me something, I ask them, do you want to hear the truth or you want to varnish lie?
And I'm an Aries. I'm still gonna do what I want to do.
I tell everyone, I'm like,
but if you're my friend, if you're not telling me that stupid is stupid and wrong is wrong and all of that, like I don't feel like it's a real friendship. I'm just being honest. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I want you to keep listening to the same stupidity over and over, but at the same time, like there has to be a level of honesty and a level of respect. And as you get older, I think you start to hopefully notice those things and start to separate these friendships and knowing who you can say what to and who can know what about the inside of your house. Some people can know about your grass. Some people can know about your porch. Everybody's supposed to know about the inside of your house. So that's all I'm saying.
John?
Look, we grew up different. It's like I had my own circle, and Jeff and all the same people. And we would, like Saturday night, we would honestly have conversations like this where we wouldn't go into detail, but we'd be like, hey, man, look, what about this? And, you bounce ideas off each other. And it always be that one person going to be like, look, I'm going to tell you the truth. You ain't going to like it. But I'm going to tell you. Now, you can't go to work like that. Them just the people y'all get money with. These ain't the people that's in your life every day. You can get fired, go someplace else, work someplace else. They should know all the moves you make with your loved ones. They should know, okay, well, we got into a fight about this. All these little fights that lead up to something big. And all the while they walking the whole path with you like, okay, I see you unhappy. I see he or she ain't doing what they supposed to. Because you let them in. Now they're spectators. Now they're spectators. They tuning in like this is Young and the Restless. Every day you giving them something, a new episode, and it's like, nah, you need to shut that down.
I called it leaving it in the car. I would turn that car off.
Whole new face. Yep.
I mean, depending on what your job description is, so like as a custodian, you might have we about to do overtime for the next 2 months, and you working with a group of people that all of y'all kind of have somewhat of a moral compass. And it might be y'all working, stripping the floor 2 a.m. Now I got a question. This person did A, B, C, D, E. What the hell is that?
Bro, I've been there. I done did that. But you gotta let them know, like, dog, look. Truthfully, you need to go home. Like my man said in Goodfellas, you gotta go home. That no matter what happened, you gotta go home.
Moral compass is relative, and on top of these people, some of the people are giving you the answers that they think they should give. Some of the people are sitting around and they looking. Everybody's not being honest and forthcoming. Number one, everybody in that room is not telling the truth.
No, because they giving what they think you want to hear.
Absolutely.
They trying to sound like they Dr. Phil, like they the most intelligent person in the world. And you like, dog, come on. You just told me that you call old girl over here with her ex-boyfriend, but then nothing happened. But when he walked in, he's pulling his pants up. For real.
But is it impossible to have that type of relationship, be it a coworker or
No,
just
I don't
a regular friend? Because like you did say, Terry, that your best friend was or is of the opposite sex. I've had
but the separation of that had absolutely nothing to do with, you know. But
he was your person though. He was the one that you were comfortable.
yes. Like yes.
It can happen.
100%. When I say 100%, I'm talking about like to this day, his mama is still like she in my phone, she calling me. Mm-hmm. Like his daughter, she coming to get her like it's his baby mama, like we still like it's like none of that has changed. You get what I'm saying? It's just that, you know, people grow up, they grow apart, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think you can have that. It just depends on people's mindset. We live in a world now, unfortunately, where and a lot of people get mad at me, I think, but we live in a world now where people think you can sleep with your best friend every now and again. That's not where I come from. That's not where I come from. So I don't understand that mindset.
Yeah, that's that whole friends with benefits mentality.
I don't get that. I mean, to me, but to call that person your best friend is odd for me. You know what I'm saying? But
I think that's the scapegoat though for that person who's in a relationship with somebody else and they want to have that flexibility or that freedom to have that cushion, right? So that's my play cousin, right? You can't get mad because I'm talking about my play cousin, right? We go way back.
Well, to me, the woman saying that is
play cousin.
It's not the man saying that.
That was like 9th grade.
Right.
We're playing.
But I appreciate my friendships with my males because it gave me so much perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so I do think we need these relationships because it helps us, but you have to keep that perspective and understand that a lot of times when a man is giving you advice on your relationship, a lot of times it ain't real advice. You just got to understand that. And a man will tell you, nah, a real man ain't gonna do it. And the man. But what you have to understand is this is a man saying it. He's just but a man as well. He's a human man as well. You know what I'm saying? And he's susceptible to, I mean, he's human too. I mean,
yeah, but you might have
things too. That's all I'm saying.
Where that person don't want nothing, just trying to help you the best way they can.
They may be trying to help you the best way they can. However, if dude like you a little bit, he finds you even slightly attractive, it is difficult for him to give you advice where his attraction to you does not come into play.
And vice versa?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Man, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You're going to sit back and tell me that, well,
absolutely.
Don't judge her because she won't do this. Don't judge her because she won't do that. You know what? You're going to find the right person eventually. Okay, so you're telling me to just kick her to the curb and give you an opening. Because that's how that starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they have you doubting the person that you're with, like, well, you'll find somebody one day.
Absolutely.
She might not be the person that's best for you. Okay, so who is? You never know. She might be looking you right in the face right now.
But they could be saying that and they have a happy situation. They just, okay, well, you found a bad one, but keep looking, praying, you'll find it.
Bro, about 10 years ago, I might have gave you this. I might have said yeah. But nowadays,
you might have that was
everybody trying to hook up, dude.
Yep.
Like I said, 1%. That's probably
everybody trying to smash now, dude.
No, I ain't saying
as a young kids would say, everybody trying to smash. They ain't trying to do nothing else.
Nah, honestly, that's pretty much what it is. Is there's not a lot of and good intention is not what I'm looking for, but pure intention.
I would say 1% out here.
That's too high. You said how many? You said 4%.
He said 1.
Oh, okay.
I think 5, but just because it's 23, I'm gonna say 1%.
I mean, I done gave you 0.005.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
That's half
I
of half.
mean, that everybody on the planet ain't nothing but a scumbag, and that ain't true.
Bro, everybody, look, everybody, given who it is.
I think
In
there
that
are
situation, you make
boundaries
the wrong decision.
to be said, and I think it falls on the onus falls on the one that's initiating the conversation. Like, so I'll use myself as an example. I'm married, right? I work in a professional setting, and there are both. Am I happy?
That's how it starts. This is how it starts. I'm telling you. When you say
we have situations, but
I'm married, it's gonna say, "Are you happy?" And
we're
that pause right there, that's when they're gonna be like, you know what? I gotta open.
We're working through some things. But so where I was going was I work in a setting where there are people of both sexes. And one of my confidants, one of my go-to people is of the opposite sex, right?
He's a man.
He's a man.
Say man or woman.
He's a man.
Okay.
Now we've developed a really close friendship.
Ooh.
But we are not intimate. We have intimate conversations. We do. But there's been no physical action. And I will say that I know that affairs start outside. Like, it doesn't start in the bedroom, right? Mm-hmm. So
turn your mind on, you get the rest.
Yeah, but and I'm saying that to say I was the one that initiated that friendship, though. He has pretty much set the boundary, so he's happily married, so and he kind of said, you know, I'm here for you. We're not best friends, but we are really close. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. But the boundary has been set, and so to John's point, I don't believe that he's sitting there waiting for that opportunity to slide in, because ultimately I've already given it to him. He opted out of taking it. So
how you know, he's just trying to see how far he can get first.
He doesn't have to
try. Say I want it.
He doesn't have to try. Well, that's the thing.
Just for the soap opera villains out there, some will play the long game.
I was just waiting.
We ain't going there, right?
I'm getting my glasses ready.
That's gonna soak you in a little bit more to where, okay, I got her in checkmate, but I'm gonna chill because I like her. Got a lot of great qualities, and I ain't trying to be just, ooh, pie, give it here. I'm chill with that.
I'm a call. I
can take me a few slices here and there.
What's wrong with you?
So then that means you can't. So what you're saying is, nobody can be trusted then.
So no, I'm saying there are some that are like that. He might be Autobot.
But he's in that 1% that you're talking about.
Yeah, he might be that 1%.
Well, see, I look at that even differently. I still don't think it's the 1%. I also am somebody who believes that sometimes, I know my battery running low. I got it plugged up though. Don't trip.
Mm-hmm. Cheap cell phone charger.
No, honey. This is the charger that came with the laptop. This is the manufacturer's charger. This is this came with the manufacturer's.
Okay. You ain't got to show me the box.
This came with it, but no. I what I know is that. I ain't gonna say think. What I know is with some people, we do battle back and forth like should we? But I do also think sometimes it's the long game thing too. It's not necessarily that the intentions aren't pure, but I just think it's always method to the madness. I do. I think we all have our little ways of doing things, and that just might be his way. Some people are laid back and they're slow with it. Like me, I'm a little fast. I'm fast like T. I'm gonna do everything at a real fast pace. I'm gonna move. Like if I want that, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna get that. That's me. I chose it. Bingo. But you have some people that like to sit back and watch and wait, and so it just I think it depends. But I also think that sometimes people are trying to figure things out, because what they don't understand is, although they may be happy in the setting that they're in, they've also people grow out of their situations. And sometimes it's hard to come to the realization of that. So I don't know if that's what.
Because I give an example. When I worked at Wayne State's custodian, and one, if you got married and had your wedding ring on, they notice. I found that odd, but John, when he worked there, he taught me that.
I told you.
You can go in there. Hey, how you doing? Get the garbage. I got a question. What's going on? So and so did this last night. Like, what the hell kind of situation? You all right? No, I don't know what to do. Like, you pray about it. Pray about it. Well, that's the first place you need to go. You pray about it. I mean, it sounds like they might be cheating. You thinking about doing something. Y'all need to go talk about that to your counsel. I'll holler back. And then after I keep coming to their garbage, like, dang, I appreciate you. You want to come from the angle like, no, I mean, you seem like you was in trouble. You want to try to throw you something to help you. Keep moving. I ain't here for all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know I'm not the only one that will probably fall in that 1%. I get there are a lot of dudes that love the pie. They're greedy. Oh, there's opportunity. I'm gonna get that Friday. But there are some that, nah, I ain't on that at all with you. You cool. Hope that work out for you and keep it moving.
Dude, look, I gotta be honest. Back in the day, before I got married and all that stuff, man, I'd have loved something like that. Oh, you want to confide in me? Oh, you gonna tell me what your problems are? Oh, okay. Yep.
But like you say, you grow older now.
I grew older, man.
19.
Okay, this is kind of.
I would ask, are you happy? And if there's a pause, okay, there's
no. You must not be happy because you're telling me too much.
Huh? But I think that's why I've never, and that's why I said I appreciate so much my relationships that I've had, my friendships that I've had with the guys that I have and still have, is because I get to know these things. And that's why no man that I've ever kicked it with, dated, whatever, has had the pleasure of knowing anything about the man before them. And I learned that from my homeboys. Just the way that they would use that information.
Somebody beeping.
My ricotta is done.
Uh-oh.
Come on, you got me looking around.
That was a timer on the stove. Like, hey.
You baked it?
That's popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
You got some marinara sauce with some toast? Some parsley, some basil on there.
She about to eat 11 o'clock at night, y'all. She like, yep, I waited all day for this.
I've been so busy today.
Look, interrupt the whole thing. Let's see what it look like real quick. Hurry up. Let's see.
You see, I already knew everything you had with it. Like, I'm like, let's see.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, okay. Girl, throw you some gorgonzola in there a little bit next time.
Yes.
Yeah, right there. Now, do y'all think the person involved know those conversations are wrong and should stop?
I think that we justify things in our head. We make them right, or we make them okay because it's not that. It's not this. It's just this.
Look, when people having arguments and they just throw stuff at you like, see, such and such told me you was gonna act like that. You said that talking to me. Who was such and such?
Yeah.
Well, I had to talk to somebody about what was going on. And you look like so you couldn't talk to me, huh?
If you got to put that phone away when that text message come through, or you can't answer the call with your man or woman sitting right beside you, you know it's wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, you know, whatever you're doing, it ain't cool. Your phone ring, and they be like, "Who is that?" "Oh, that's such and such." And you can turn around and be like, "Oh, that's such and such from whatever." They're like, "Oh, okay." She can pick your phone up. "Hey, how you doing?" You ain't got nothing to worry about. The ones who got that second phone, they got all that stuff in their cloud.
Man, that's the stuff.
Bro.
I had a coworker that did it. Like, he did what?
He got a second
That
burner
was
phone.
an interesting night at work. Like, wow.
A second burner phone. You
I
like,
did not know that was a thing.
Yep.
Or putting a number in your phone under a different name.
Yeah.
Being sneaky. Even if you don't get a whole second
You start
phone.
naming cartoon characters in your phone.
Right.
Oh,
So
man.
that's
That
what
was
Tweety.
And the wife came to the job like, man, I missed all that. Oh, that's wrong.
Man, she ain't airmailing you no food, boy.
Well,
Uber Eats.
Well, the thing of it is that, I think a lot of us, especially when you get to this age anyways, start going through a thing of remembering who we were and are we still her or are we still him?
That sounds like regret.
Like a who?
Regret. That's what you start doing. You start regretting some of the stuff that you did.
It could be reflection though.
Yeah, no, it's reflection for me because I'm not a regretter. Like, and if I regret anything, I'm gonna be honest with you. I regret not doing
all day, bro. All day.
I regret not doing more. I'm gonna be honest with you. So it's not a regret thing. I think it's a like Stephanie said, it's more of a reflection. Like,
see, that's what happened.
It wasn't me. It ain't my system.
I think it was the battery.
She's gonna get the battery fixed.
God was like, nope. Cut that out.
Can't mess with T, baby. She's gonna get it.
Clean that up.
That's funny.
Now, what damage to the relationship you think is caused from it?
Trust. You erode trust, man. People start feeling like, oh man, you don't trust me enough to talk to me. And they're looking at you sideways. You look at them sideways. And y'all have arguments for no damn reason.
Now, some may feel when they try and talk to a person, they don't want to listen or hear their side of it.
Well, if you done got to that point, though, you really start thinking about leaving them then. That's for real. I mean, if they can't sit back and listen to what you got to say and take this in and say, okay, you know what? Maybe I am making some mistakes. Maybe I should do better. She said this is what we need. If she don't lay it out what her case is, and women good for doing this, for telling you what you either have or have not done, and if you give your spiel, if y'all can't sit back and come to some middle ground, dude, it's time you start looking with somebody else. Because all you doing is wasting time now. Yeah. Why are you sitting back having all these conversations with this person and this person when the person that you live with is who you should be talking to?
Yeah, and
y'all supposed to be growing to do something. I mean, whether y'all trying to get to marriage, whether y'all trying to be engaged, whatever it is, y'all building, this relationship is supposed to build onto something. This isn't some TV show where you got writers sitting back like, say this. No, this is what you are building. Mm-hmm. This is your life.
Yeah.
I used to tell everybody this one thing. Your life is the greatest soap opera ever built. Be careful who you watch. You can cut people out. You can cut the viewers out. You can change the writing anytime you want to. But be careful who you let view your show.
That's true.
I always say it's okay with who's watching. Just be careful. See, but everybody can be a part of it. Everybody can act in the show, but
everybody trying to be in the studio audience. Everybody want to be in the studio audience. Oh, I hear this show hot. I gotta get in there.
Yeah, some people are not meant to go on the journey that you're supposed to take.
What's up, Texas?
Appreciate you, Chester, checking in. And that'd be the hard. I remember years back, my homeboy Will, we was at Ramshorn talking about a situation I had back then. And the truest game that man ever told me, like, when she figured out the type of female she should be, it might not be with you, and you gotta be okay with that. I'm like, damn, this nigga go see Yoda and talk to him like 2 in the morning. That's some real game, man. It sucks. It's real.
Split you, dog.
It's gonna figure it out, but it might not be with you.
Yeah.
Make sure my computer set up ain't about to cut off on me.
You still talking smack?
We lost Teri, didn't we?
She fixing it. She said she waiting.
Yep, gotta take her straight out the conversation. Like, yep.
Right. Gotta take her the conversation.
Put on
timeout. Now, can you rebuild the relationship after them type of conversations that's happened?
Yeah, because you know better. I mean, if you sit back and you're like, you know, I was wrong. I shouldn't have been doing this. I should have been talking to these people. Then you know, okay, me and this person need to sit down and have an honest conversation as to why I started. Hey, I felt it was going to be a bunch of turmoil, conflict, turmoil, whatever words you want to use, if I just came at you. And I was trying to sit back and see, okay, was it just me? I wanted to get somebody else's opinion. And people just should just say it. They were scared to talk to the person that they're with because they didn't know how they was going to come at them or what they was going to give them.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, so when I think of it in my personal situation, it's kind of hard to answer if it can or cannot be reconciled because at this point, significant other is oblivious, completely unaware. So if I were to speak in hypothetical terms and say he did find out that I had a work husband or, you know, whatever title we associate it to, yeah, there's the possibility of it bouncing back, but it bounces back only when both parties want it and are receptive to it. If that other person loses trust because they found that out, the relationship isn't going to be valid without trust. I think that's a dominant factor. So
counseling
in my actual situation, if my husband were to find that out, that I had a very close friendship with a man, I don't think that there would be any bouncing back from that because he holds marriage to such a high standard. And he, for lack of a better term, idolizes me. So I'm placed on this pedestal to where I can't do any wrong in his eyes. And so if that is violated and he found out that there was something that he would consider to be wrong, there probably wouldn't be any bouncing back from that.
So you say he put you on the pedestal?
In prayer.
Man, that's like an episode of Snap. I don't want nobody to put me on the pedestal.
I didn't ask for it.
See me for my flaws. Because when I mess up, I don't want you to be surprised.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that he thinks I'm perfect. He knows that I'm human, but I'm perfect for him.
And I've been one that ain't quick to do counseling, but I would tell anybody, try it out, man, and prayer if you're going through those situations.
I definitely think counseling is a good thing to try if you can get the right counselor that works for you. Because if anything, just to learn how to have a constructive disagreement and work it out and talk it out, learning that everybody, that's not a skill everybody has. I definitely recommend it. For sure. I don't know where we left off because Jonathan said my
Yeah, he talking smacks and God put you on timeout.
He clicked you like no.
But really,
Yeah,
but you don't know
yeah,
what had
yeah.
happened behind.
What had happened was what had happened
I
was
had just opened a brand new power strip, and what I didn't know was you had to
Push the little button.
Yeah, I had to put more buttons to make this end work, and I didn't. So it wasn't even charging the whole time.
So you plugged it up. You didn't check and see if it was getting power.
We rolling, I guess. I mean, I'm probably still on 1%, but we on, we hooked up.
We plugged up. We good.
Your phone got the little line going across it. You only get the Apple logo. Yeah, you have it.
What you mean?
Nah.
Look, my screen not cracked up.
Now, do y'all feel the significant other might notice a difference in the one that's having these conversations?
They notice.
So you notice you, or if they see the other person?
Like your behaviors change, right?
Like if you're the one having these conversations with someone else, do you think your spouse or mate would notice?
Oh, well, see, me as the hold on, let me.
They notice.
You got stress bring another job. I'll drop some Yoda game on us.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, bring it.
So me as the person who has been
put lip gloss on and all.
I feel like is the victim of said actions. No, you definitely notice it. You definitely notice when you walking around and you thinking everything is smooth, and then all of a sudden this person get off the phone, they got an attitude, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened?
What happened? Yeah.
But you'd have been on the phone and somebody that made you think that the way you're living or whatever, something happened. Some conversation you had with somebody has got your panties in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's just like, to me, nobody on the outside should be able to throw you that way, or to be able to throw your household that way. And for me, if it's somebody, for me, it's always been, in this particular situation, family that are like family friends. They're family, but they're friends that have kind of infiltrated. But
sometimes it's family.
They didn't infiltrate. You let them in.
But like I said, I don't feel like anybody should be able to come and say or do anything or know that much, and if they do, it's cool. You can have a confidant, but like, why you got so many confidants? And why some of y'all got the same last name? And why they got something to say all the damn time? And why they feel like they can say? And
you talk too much.
That thing you be asking me for, go ask them. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like,
you talk too much. That's why they got so much to say.
Yeah, but my thing is, I feel like there's boundaries that need to be set and things that need to be understood. And that's why I always joke and say, ooh, child, give me an orphan. Somebody ain't got no family. Somebody ain't even got, because it's just, for me, it's too much. And I definitely interact with my family. I definitely have a close family, but we just don't get down in each other's business like that.
Because you know what's going to happen? When you telling them all these little tidbits, y'all get ready to have a family hookup. Person gonna know because they walk in and everybody looking at them like,
don't like that person.
But let me say something. My family knows certain things. My family has been, privy to certain things. And yet and still, if it's the bar mitzvah, we gonna act like everything is everything. We're gonna be okay. And y'all gonna smile and y'all gonna hug and y'all gonna do all of that, because if I'm still with him, everything is smooth.
And they wait on that one thing. So they can be like, you know what? I've been waiting. I've been holding this for a long time.
Can I say something to you?
You sure can.
This is not my first relationship. This is not my first long-term relationship. They still cool with the one before him, regardless of everything we went through. And we went through way.
And they hoping that you can get back with this too.
You
open the door for that. You open the door for that one.
John,
I'm about to just like this.
Jonathan,
Flag on the play.
Cut it out, Jonathan.
15 yards. 15 yards.
Jonathan, I just don't. To me, every time I see you do certain stuff in my house, and I just feel like,
oh my God,
you know what you was getting when you told me to come over here.
Oh man, a poker face. You had it for like 2 seconds. Like.
Okay, you got to pause, Jonathan, for a minute so I can finish. No, I'm just playing. But no.
Oh man.
Oh my God, you threw me off because you don't even know. But whoo. But yeah, I just don't feel like those people should be able to. I just don't feel like those people should be able to, to do that. Like I just feel like that's a whole
right, Jerome. Flag on play.
I know. I just
personal foul,
15 yards. Like those people should be able to, to do that. Like for me, even with my brothers, and whatever they do with their women, like that's what's up. That's your relationship. That's your household. Ain't no way I'm gonna call myself coming over there. You ain't gonna do this. You like no, like that's your house. I'm not gonna do what that woman do for you.
Nah, I can.
And that's probably why. I'm sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's probably why your family is close. My situation is the exact opposite. I have 6, so I'm the 6th of 6 children, and none of us are close. Like none of us, because everybody is always in everybody's business. It's always something like that. And our upbringing was slightly different. So since my mom passed in 2019, my sister and I are just now trying to build a relationship, but they're not the ones that I would choose to have those conversations with. They're not my confidants at all. So I have a best friend of 40 years. How old am I? 44? No, 20 years. We met in undergrad. We've been friends for a very long time. So she pretty much knows the ins and outs. She knows everything. As we have that relationship where I can tell her the most intimate details. And when she's in the presence of my husband, she knows, not to disrespect, not to overstep, but she's my go-to. I can have those conversations with her. For work coworker, I can have conversations with him, probably not as detailed as I would with my best friend, but I'm open, Now, I would never expect for him and my husband to be in the same setting. If that situation did happen, he's not about to be like, hey, Stephanie told me that y'all was going through this, and she told me y'all was going through that. Or why you acting like this? Why you be taking her through that? That type of thing. I'm very selective with who I open up that door to and who I'm comfortable with having those conversations with. But as I was saying before, like it's a trust factor for me. I can read the vibe. I know where to go. And if I feel like I have to walk on eggshells, if I feel like I have to put up a wall, then you're not the one. You don't get that side. So it's not that I'm just open, like, hey, I'm telling everybody all my business. It's not. I'm very selective with who I choose to have those relationships with. My family just ain't it. We don't have that.
Oh no, I get it. I definitely get it. And I have a bunch of sisters too. And so, I mean, we all talk, but I'm probably the most,
vocal,
I think, open or forthcoming out of all of us.
Yeah.
But even still, we all we all respect each other's little square.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like we live and let live, and however you want to do your thing, you do your thing. Now, do we have heavy ass opinions about it? Absolutely. we all have individual opinions about everybody's situation. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we do. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about dog. Dog gonna get talked about.
I ain't done it in a long time, but I know I spent a lot of time at my dad's cemetery.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't stand this effing so and so. I don't know why this person, but maybe I did that, maybe. But
You
nah,
know,
they full of crap. Blah blah. I feel better. Let me go home. Just like say, like people, like I don't want people to know my business because people talk. Like nah, I go talk here.
but I think that's the difference between one of the major. I'm more of a honest to goodness, don't give a f. So whatever. I mean, not that I don't love my siblings and care, but I just don't care necessarily what they think, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I just, and when not what they think, I don't think I care what nobody thinks. Because it is what it is. If it's good, it's good. If it's effed up, it's effed up. You know, whatever. But I just don't. I think that you do have to be in such a way that you make people feel that they can't disrespect your stuff. Like they just know that they can't. And as a woman, it makes me feel unprotected. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't feel protected if such and such can say such and such or do. Now, of course, such and such ain't saying nothing to me directly. They ain't gonna do that. But I have to feel protected. I have to feel like people feel like they can't say certain things or move a certain kind of way. And we both are, neither one of us, we're both entrepreneurs basically, but so we're not working in an office setting or in a building, you know what I mean? So, but still, like, why should your family, they talk too much and you listen too much. The end.
Said the end. Now, what if that person you confide in finally do make their move?
I mean, I don't know. Because I know what I know, and because I don't never say never, but I personally haven't been in that situation. But I guess hell, enjoy it. I mean, I'm gonna have fun.
You silly.
Life is short. Let me explain something to you. Life is short, and most people are not with the person they ought to be with at this point. You may have grown out of a person. You may have, listen, life is, baby.
That's true.
My throat scratchy. Y'all talk for a minute.
John, you all right?
I'm good, man. I'm just listening. I said I was gonna be quiet.
Why you gotta
Only
be
for
quiet?
that minute, though.
Be
You
quiet.
gotta be quiet.
I want you to get all of it out. Look, see,
Are you pouting?
The older you get, man, it's degrees. The older you get, you ain't got no filter no more. You want to say exactly what you want to.
I think it was 40 for me.
Huh?
It was when I turned 40, all my filters went away.
Yeah, he's right. You know what? I'm not toning this down no more. I'm not gonna varnish it over. You like, nah, dog, that's some bullshit. Sorry, but I want to. No, you shouldn't do that. But I love him. You don't love him. You love what he can do for you. You love how he jump up and down on you. That's it.
No, sometimes it be, you know what I'm saying, but yeah.
He made you go. Ooh. Okay.
No, sometimes people be in love. Sometimes people really be in love.
No. They
do, Jonathan.
They've been infatuation.
Okay, so now I have a question.
Go for it.
How long does it take? You are correct. I mean 0.
Yeah.
How well, now I ain't gonna even say 40. It was something.
It was before 40.
I was 35. I was 35. I was like, fuck this.
How long, or what's the time frame at which is no longer just lust or infatuation?
You don't always lust after somebody. That's part of the game.
So you can be
So when
lust,
it transitions from lust and or infatuation and turn into love, or does
right?
it
So
turn
that's what
You
I'm
gonna be
into
a
saying.
love
So are you
person?
lusting?
Okay.
Are you still lusting after a year?
Man, look, I've been married 20-some years. I'm still lusting after my wife.
Okay, so no. I'm talking about okay, so that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, go back. What
We're
we
talking
talking?
about. So you just
Be
said what you
specific.
said.
Say exactly what
I'm
you
going
mean.
off of what you literally what
Go
we were
ahead.
just talking about and what you just said. Okay, so the hookup. This was the hookup. Y'all lusting. Okay, so now 3 years. Y'all still lusting?
Man, you don't know if you want to be this person after like 4 or 5 conversations.
I ain't talking about.
Yeah, I'm lusting after this person, but can I talk to this person? Can I be bothered them afterwards? It's good. I love it. But guess what? She can't put 2 damn words together.
Oh, it might be more than a few conversations because
Nah, bro. You'll know.
Okay, so Jeffrey, are you still just lusting with a person after 1 year, 2 year, 3 years? Like, is that considered just still lusting?
I guess what is your term for using it? Because I
I
think
mean,
the
because
lesson,
I'm going off of what
your
John
only goal was to hit it, and that was it.
right? That's what
That
I'm
was your
thinking.
only goal, and you hit it.
But you lust after it now. It was good. You keep going back.
Oh, you
I
sprung.
guess I'm just because of what you said to me. After a while, it's like I thought lust just it's like
It don't go away.
after a while.
It don't dissipate.
Like,
No, it depends on people with that. Everybody different on their levels
Yeah.
of
Lust, man, when you lust at somebody, I mean, they could be literally like a drug to you. You
Now
could
you
be
could
fiending for
you
gas.
could have your person that you captivated by, and where they smell, the way they talk, they touch you, and the way you slide in, like this is just sunshine. I'm gonna leave the family for this.
I mean, you say what,
Right.
Jack?
You about to change God.
Hey,
Wait,
I'm
wait, what
He
did
said
you
that's
say?
sunshine.
You
know,
said
it
the way
might
he
be
do
that
what
crazy. You know, you changing everything.
You said the way he do what?
He said that's sunshine.
You know,
Hey, still, I ain't never come home again. Take it easy.
that's the way I like it. Just everything, man, you feet. It's perfect. You might be on that for a while, but after all that, you're going to have conversations. Like when we was in our early 20s, a lot of my friends, you look at me like, well, something's wrong with you. Where you looking at this? Because the goal is to get something. Like, and then what? Ain't no then what, Jeff. Like, no, then what? I mean, okay, y'all do all that. You still got to look at this person, right? Is she crazy? She gonna blow your car up? Can you hold a conversation? And they thought I was crazy, but maybe I'm working at a university, talking with grown men, having grown conversations. So it's expanding how I'm viewing just you trying to smash. Like, okay, what else? That's the only point. We just gonna spend money, get a girl, smash, and do it all over again. Like, okay, that's redundant. We just gonna after that happened, what's next? And looking at that in our 20s, it did start shaping, making those connections a little more than just, man, I can't wait to see what that.
But that's a level of maturity that a 20-year-old usually doesn't have, though.
Nope.
Cats I work with, we were gonna have grown folk conversation, make sure I wasn't stupid. Even though I didn't try to listen, your mind is still recording.
But unfortunately,
come out around the homies like that.
Even nowadays, like I had OGs, like I had chicks that I hung around that were older than me, had more than me, and had no problem with telling me how to do things, how to move, how to save my money, how to don't let nobody tell you you can't get this, you can't have this. Yes, you can do this, and this is how you can do it. You know, I had people that put me up on stuff, but it's like these young people, they ain't listening to nobody. They gon' call you auntie and uncle and laugh at it and think it's a bad thing when you better hope you make it.
But they ain't got nobody to hit them to the game.
I never saw myself being this age. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know, but so to me, just times are just different. And I know for me in my 20s, I was mature because I kind of had to be. So I just it's just different.
And the one thing that was drilled in my head 20-something years later, there's a million ways to handle a situation. Did you have to do it the most fucked up way, or did you try to do it the right way? That's going to judge the type of character of a person you are. And I'm like, who cares? Stuff happens. Nah, you can avoid some stuff. Don't give me that just life happens. You don't wake up and just fall into it. You put some effort into it, would be the example. Like, what's wrong with these old people? But as I got older and I would encounter people with their scenarios trying to somewhat counsel, I would notice, okay, I see what they're talking about, because your scenario is bizarro world. What the hell wrong with you getting into that? I didn't know, like, nah, dog, there's no way you didn't see all these warnings saying, don't deal with that person.
Well, that and there's a blessing in being a younger sibling as well. And not necessarily to look at your older siblings as oh, that's effed up, they effed, you know what I mean? Not like that, but to actually look at some of the mistakes as, you know, things to put on your not to-do list.
Oh my God, did I make that many mistakes?
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, and I definitely wanted my little sister to look at mine. I actually had her in the headlock, like, no, don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. I mean, of course she did it anyway, because she saw
it. I had John, his friends, the older co-workers I work, everybody like, you ain't going to be one of these idiots we just saw on the news killing some girl. You're going to be a decent man. Like, I'm already decent. Nah, we're going to make sure, like, damn, I'm on trial for what these idiots doing in the street. I'm good, bro. Ain't no women in prison. You ain't got to worry about that.
You see it, man. You supposed to tell somebody, dog, look, you don't want to go down that road. Yeah, I do. No, you don't.
Yeah, but it's different now because they don't want to listen, or you know what I mean? You can't. I've always been a person to try to take somebody under my wing and, you know, just, you know, but nowadays I've literally probably in the past couple of years have stepped back from it. I know that's right.
I ain't even snitching on you. You snitching on your damn stuff right now.
I've stepped back from it.
Goes wrong.
A, is too much responsibility in it. B, they don't want to. They don't want to listen. They don't want to really learn nothing. They want to make a little money enough to get whatever it is they're trying to get to be able to be on some hot shit for a minute. And
ain't no long game no more.
Yeah, no, literally, there's no long game. You know what I mean?
Everybody's missing right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no long game. And for me, in my mind back then, long game was next year or 6 months. Back then, I'm just being honest, because that's just the way my mind thought. But it took for people to teach me, no, like, that's not long game.
And a lot of conversations I based this show off of, we had at my mom's house hanging out. When the fellas was talking, it was always said, when you want to say you a man, are you responsible? You take care of your responsibility. You got a kid or whatever. And if you're dealing with a female, a real man makes the situation better before he got there. You can tell he had impact. We respect that. But if you just another dude just beating it up, using like the other 5 dudes did, you ain't shit. You just a typical dude. You ain't nothing better. Compared to you saw that and you could have threw some game to help her, but you're just going to do what everybody was doing.
Was it like better or worse when you walk in and out of it?
Yeah, you won't respect
literally.
I mean, that's what you got to ask yourself.
And to me, that should just be your outlook in general. And I, you know, anybody that follows me, I post foolishness too, but I try to post as my first post something positive if I can. And I think people probably think that I'm like trying to be like all like positive and enlightened and all of that, because, you know, I do the yoga and all of that. But for me, it's not even positivity. It's just that I literally try to start my day every day, not necessarily positively, because some days I wake up and I feel like shit, but just with the thought process of I'm going to try to make today great. You know what I mean? As a choice. And so that's really what I'm saying. I'm saying like, okay, look, I don't know how you feel right now. Okay, but you got a choice. If you can change at least just your thought process, change your thought process of how you're looking at it. Or
you know what?
I was talking to one of my nephews, like, no, you can't be acting like you can't go to work every day saying you hate your job. Can't do that. That's a messed up way to look at it. You got to look at the job as a catalyst to get you to where, if that ain't the job you want, okay, it's a catalyst to get you where you want to be. You know what I mean? So I just try to, look at things more so that way. So when I'm talking to young people, that's where I'm going. I'm trying to have a less, I ain't gonna say trying, like it's really coming naturally, but just to have a different approach so it doesn't sound so preachy, like you should, you need to. But the reality is most of them ain't listening. They don't want to.
This is the thing, like you just said. I used to post my thoughts. You just observe stuff. Hey, you should look out for this, look out for this. And a friend of mine direct messaged me one day. And that's before you could actually call somebody on Facebook, right? She was like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? I was like, yeah. She was like, don't take this the wrong way. I said, oh, it's some bullshit right now. She said, why? I said, when somebody tell you don't take this the wrong way, you going to tell me something that I'm going to take the wrong way. She's like, why you always sound like you talking down to females? What you mean talking down to females? Well, you always like you trying to tell women how they should act, how they should dress. I said, okay, let's back up. If I say, ladies, the bait you use will attract a certain type of guy. If you dress like a hoe, you're going to attract those who are going to treat you like a hoe. Ladies, the village idiot is not the king that you're waiting for. He's going to treat you just like he is, the village idiot. I said, is that what you're talking about? She was like, yeah. I was like, so if I see somebody in the street with the Danger Will Robinson guy or situation, I'm supposed to let it play out? I ain't supposed to say nothing. She said, yeah. I said, okay. I'm a man in that, and that goes against everything I believe in. Because if I see you about to make this mistake, whether it be through what you post, what I know, or whatever, I'm trying to warn everybody else, not using your name, but your situation. Hey, be on the lookout for this. Because at least I can say I tried. I can't make you do it. You're going to give yourself whoever you want to. If he beating your ass and you like it, you're going to stay there until one day the bing, bing, bing. I don't need to be here. But I was like, you know what? I'm glad you told me this. She said, why? I was because now I need to really go hard. Because if I got your attention, I got somebody else's attention too.
But here's what I understand. Like, was this like a close friend of yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was going, Terry. Keep going. I think we're on the same page.
Because it's clearly not that close of a friend because she had to call you on Facebook. She didn't have your phone number.
I hadn't seen her in a while, and I changed phone numbers.
Yeah, but she wasn't on that list of people that you said, hey, this is Jonathan, this is my new number.
I don't broadcast it. If I change my phone number, I'm not telling the whole world, I gotta do phone.
I get all of that, but here's what I don't understand. Your page probably say Jonathan Edwards or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's yours.
That's true.
What made her think that it was even okay to call you and ask you?
And that's what I asked her.
You post on
I was like,
because I'm not a Facebooker.
No.
I have one, but I don't use it. But isn't there a way that she can
block,
not see your posts?
That's what I told her. I said, you know what?
Yeah, you can hide.
I said,
this new world we live in.
No, I told her, I was like,
you about what you doing in your square, or how you doing it. I don't understand that. And see,
it made me laugh.
That's way aggressive. And if you
no,
responded aggressively,
hold on, because I told her it was later on that I found out that all the stuff that I was saying, she was actually going through. And she thought I was blasting her. I was like, man, I don't know. I was like,
how?
This goes back to what we were saying. I was like, so how do I know what's going on in your relationship? Do I talk to you all the time? No. So how did we get here? Well, I just felt, okay, you felt.
I felt. See, let me tell you something. What I don't deal in is I have felt. I don't mess with I have felt.
And I told her, I was like, so you know what? You ain't got to call me no more. But guess what? You're going to hear from me all the time. As long as you follow this page Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I blast this out all the time.
Oh,
So
God
is that
used you
good
and put that out
intention though? Is that good intention? Because you had said before that you were
Hold on.
making the statuses to help everybody and to guide, but
Yeah, step away for a second.
I see. Okay.
I mean, it sounded like God was trying to talk to her through what he was posting.
I mean, even if some of it, because knowing Jonathan, what he was posting was a mess. Okay, even though he ain't here, I'll see it when he get back. But whatever, however, but Jonathan can post whatever he want to post on his page. But if she don't
He
like it,
can, for
don't
sure.
do it. But
Don't
just
check him.
because he thinks his intention is to help, it may not be helpful.
Mhm.
It may be abrasive, but don't look, block it. Like it's really that simple.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really that simple. We live in a world where people are just way too sensitive and so sensitive, so to the point where they feel like they can come over and knock on your door and ask you to stop doing what you're doing inside of your square. I don't understand it. When they in
Nah,
there,
it was more in of trying to give that advice of you attract what you are to a degree.
Mhm.
and I get what she's saying. She don't want that advice, and I get that, but she don't have to take that advice.
Yeah, because he
I
didn't
might not
direct
want
you.
that advice either. However, what I can do is block it.
Mhm.
I laughed and was like, whatever.
But it's just, to me, the world is just way too sensitive yet intrusive, just very passive aggressive.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Very passive aggressive.
people not.
And where you have to, if I have to step on eggshells to
I ain't doing no
talk
shit.
to you,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
stay.
want to talk to you. If I got to tiptoe and all of that to have a conversation with you and make sure I don't hurt your feelings or say the wrong thing, I really don't want to talk to you.
I'm gonna say what I want, do what I want, for as long as I'm here.
Yeah,
And that's it. Jonathan, I said you might have been a little abrasive or whatever in what you say, because you do be abrasive, but I'm abrasive too. But she just really
What I
needs
tell
to
you,
talk to you. No, I'm just
35,
saying you be saying.
35. I don't give a shit no more.
Right, yeah.
I'm
You
saying
know.
exactly what I feel. Like
I
you
just
said,
didn't
like,
want nobody telling you I was, talking about you behind your back or nothing like that. So
oh no, you do to my face.
but I'm right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm just telling you. What we had said. I'm saying everybody said it. What we had all was saying.
My feelings ain't gonna get hurt.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We don't care. We
So
just
I'm
like
this.
that.
I don't sleep with nobody. Whatever.
But no, she definitely just should. I just don't think I would be okay with somebody calling me, asking me.
Oh no, that shit was funny to
But
me.
people report my stuff all the time. My stuff gets reported and taken down off
I ain't never been in Facebook
all
jail.
the time. I be like, damn, this wasn't even that bad. I posted something about women that, should I say it? Women that get no.
Say it. You say you don't care, say it.
well, you know, step on a ledge. What were you gonna say?
Jump.
I said something about I was being funny, and I said it's all. I said I don't remember what it was, but it was something about women that's always in somebody's business or in somebody's relationship business, and I said they always wear this hairstyle, and it was.
Oh.
You was blasting people out by association.
And I guess some people was mad, and they felt like.
Yeah, wearing a hairstyle. Like, you talking about me?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, they reported that so quick. Like, how was I bullying y'all? Are y'all serious?
Damn, they used the B word.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you wore that back in the 90s when where it should have been worn, that's okay.
Oh, they bring a lot of that stuff.
Wearing it today, maybe I'm like Jonathan. Maybe I'm helping you. See, Jonathan, they don't understand us.
Yeah, they need to
I do. I live with that man. I totally get it.
Stay their sensitive ass at home.
So who do y'all have your intimate conversations with? I
got a homegirl. I got one homegirl that if I'm gonna kick it about stuff that I talk, and she's a Leo, so if I sound stupid, she's gonna tell me I sound stupid. And that's on that. If she feel like I'm wrong, being wrong to old boy, she gonna tell me I'm being wrong to old boy. But if old boy being an asshole, she gonna say he being an asshole respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really that simple. But she not gonna act funny with dude when we all around each other. If I'm cool with him, she cool with him. That's what it is.
And because you're in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
then you should not have intimate conversations with the opposite sex because you're in a
Yeah, no.
relationship. Is so that's where the boundary is. I'm married, I got a dude, I got a girlfriend, whatever the case may be. So
it's 23. It could be the same sex too, because she might be feeling you.
that's why I spelled it out. I got a man, I got a girl, I got a whatever.
Whatever
Your person.
Got it. So no, me and my
So-
homegirl, we are just homegirls. Like that's just that's my.
We didn't say that.
No one said that about you.
No.
Her teaching one time by
23 now.
mistake. And it was just really by mistake. We was on FaceTime. She had a gown on. She moved. I told her.
That's too much information.
We didn't need all that.
Yeah, no,
This
but
ain't
I'm
Usher
just saying.
confession. Stop.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No,
Ain't nobody saying that about you.
I'm just being honest.
So whatever your preference is, and you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be able to have those connections.
Now you shouldn't be able to. Let's define some stuff.
So you just shouldn't.
Be
You're gonna
careful.
take be able to off.
If you are,
Yeah, be careful.
be careful who you select to be in your show, because you're telling what the script writers are sitting back coming up with. Like, okay, they should know this. If you can, make sure you got an open, honest relationship with the person that you with. Hey, look, you getting on my goddamn nerves because of this. Hey, you should have been doing this. Tell the person that you with. They gonna look at you for me like.
I mean, when 9 times out of 10, we've already told the person we're with.
No,
Already talked to the
because we always
Cut it out.
we always approach everything
Or write it down.
with a certain amount of tact and decorum. You don't never walk in and be like, you know what, you nasty as fuck. You want to clean up after yourself. You want to do this. What you really thinking? You let that little small things keep festering, and then it'd be something really small, like they'll forget to do something, and then it's this big ass explosion, like blah blah blah. And it's like, where the fuck did all this come from? Because you held on to all this other stuff. Because one, you didn't have an outlet. But when you find this outlet, the person telling you, know what? Why don't you go home and tell them exactly how you feel? What? Exactly how you feel. Man, depending on who you with, Dave Chappelle's show, when keeping it real goes wrong. Is it gonna go really right or really wrong?
And to anybody out there, man or female, if you got an issue in your relationship, if you need to write it down,
I wouldn't write it down.
If you don't feel comfortable flat out saying you're doing A, B, C, D, E, and I can't stand it, write it down in big words so they can see where they coffee at and have that conversation.
No.
Assume.
No.
But you have to know how to do that.
You
have to have a skill to do that, because if you're writing it down, trust me, if you're writing it down, and the person, and you don't write it down in the correct way, the person is going to see those first 3 words. And if those first 3 words say you did, say you or did, or those 2, it's going to come off negative and they're going to be done.
Keeping it real goes wrong.
You have to know how to present. You have to be able to present it in a way that you are saying, this is how I feel, and this is how I feel, and this is how I feel, without coming off like you basically putting all of your relationship problems on that other person. Because I don't give a damn how bad a person is to you. All of your relationship problems is not the other person's fault.
No, it's something about you and them.
Absolutely.
That's weighing on both of y'all.
Absolutely.
But every guy that is gonna watch this show is gonna say, "Yep." When a woman walk up to you and say, "We need to talk," they like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this, fellas. When she don't have nothing else to say,
then you should be worried.
Don't be worried.
No, but see, the only when
Be not
we need,
worried.
when it's perfect, we need to talk. Okay, that's one of those. Why you didn't? Why couldn't we just? Why can't you just come to me and say, "Hey, let's do this, or whatever's on your mind"? Because it's certain phrases that now have people guarded, like what, depending on what the relationship is. But the average phrase that most guys are going to fear hearing is, "We need to talk." I need to ask you something. And it's one more people used to say.
But I'm gonna tell you, the guys be doing that too. You know that, right?
I've heard that.
I know that.
We be getting sat down.
I know that.
Like, this is kind of weird.
It cut both ways.
It's kind of weird.
No, like we get sat down a
And
lot.
if I can't say we need to talk.
Oh shit, that's the kiss of death. So it depending
Well,
on
it ain't-
So
it
how
ain't
am I
yeah,
supposed
depending
to
on who you with.
how am I supposed to initiate this intimate,
You know what?
serious conversation if I can't say I need to talk to you? We about to talk. Why can't I say we about to talk? So why can't I say that?
Wait a minute. Let's survey this later on.
Why I gotta
You're gonna
sugarcoat it?
ask a bunch of your male friends, hey, if your girlfriend asked you, we need to talk, what's the first thing you gonna think of? And most of them will say, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Something I did
They
wrong.
think something heavy coming.
What's the issue?
But I said it
probably
before, and I
is.
say it again, fellas.
What's that?
If you ask, and I ain't gonna say the average woman because nothing about us is average, but if you ask most women, our biggest issue is not being heard. And I don't mean, and let me say this, overstood, because you may hear us, but it's the listening, it's the comprehension.
Wait a minute.
And if you listen the first time and actually thoroughly listen and take it in and understand what it is and what's at a loss, you'll get it, and we wouldn't have to have these repeated conversations or these sit downs.
Maybe say, "Can I talk to you?" That's a little different.
Also, just come with the "can we talk?" Just do it like that, and it'll be more effective.
Yeah, because I mean, you gotta think too. You've been dealing with this person, so you should know what triggers to, like the old TV shows. If Claire Huxtable wanted something, Cliff, she come looking all cute.
But see, that was the TV show. You can some of these men you can try to finesse like that, but the reality
care because they love you.
The reality is some people are listening, some people are not. And what happens is when you have somebody that you can have somebody that is so good to you in so many ways. But there's a default when it comes to that listening and that comprehension. They can love you and care for you and all of that, but it's just that ain't there.
That cuts both ways.
No, absolutely. But sometimes, Jonathan, it cuts both ways on purpose. Because if you ain't been listened to and you ain't been heard, you gonna stop hearing.
Well, I would say, given we visual creatures, if you came in there looking sexy, hey, can we talk?
But I shouldn't have to tell you.
What's going on? What are you talking about?
But a woman should not have to present herself on a platter every time she wants to make a serious statement, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm all with the finesse. I'm finesse queen. Okay, I can tell you how to finesse it. I'm telling you, I can finesse my way.
Whatever it is, that your partner will
low places. But what I'm saying to you is, you should not have to do that to have a conversation with your significant other. If whether it's something serious or something light, you should not have to do that. Now, I'm not gonna come to you like I'm your mama.
But some guys might proceed that with "I need to talk to you." What I do wrong? So they
are
defensive. Compared to if you know your mate, you should know what triggers to use so they're receptive.
So I got a question for both of y'all. Y'all want to talk to y'all significant others. What do y'all do? How do y'all start it? Do y'all use that phrase or do you come out with a different way?
Big moms will tell you that.
For something serious. I am gonna say we need to talk because why not? Exactly. Like this is something that we need to talk about. And so why would I sugarcoat it? Why I gotta have the full course meal? Why I gotta be in a negligee to get your attention? No, listen, this is going on. Our schedules may be conflicting, so I'm letting you
In the
know
negligee, he ain't looking at your mouth, and if he is, you know
that
why.
part.
Go ahead.
Exactly. We need to talk about, and it's not just a we need to talk, and I'm leaving it for speculation. We need to talk about A, B, C, and D. So when you come home from work tonight, don't be tired because we're talking about it. It's too much for a text. Don't want to hold the conversation over the phone because I need to see your face. I need to see your mannerisms. So just know that we're having a conversation tonight. That's not to put you on the defensive. That's not to say I'm about to point out
Ain't gonna be
flaws.
defensive.
Right. And so
I'm,
why?
I'm gonna tell you this, and this shout out to my cousin Derek, his grandma Kitty. She used to give us game after game. We was kids, and she used to always say, "One thing a woman goes wrong with in dealing with a man when there's an issue, she's not looking at the man she has. You should know how to communicate to him and get his attention. If you know he's gonna be receptive, you rub his shoulder, baby, I missed you, and that's gonna put him at ease. Like, okay, what's good?" And then you hit him with the conversation. He listening. Okay, I want my baby to be good. Compared to, oh, this Negro gonna listen to me tonight. Damn that.
And so listen,
Pray to God be home. Oh,
Never said
yeah.
that. All I said
Yeah,
was
I'm about to hang with the homies.
listen,
I'm
you got the correct game. You got the correct game. Wrong scenario. That finesse is for a different scenario. That's when you finesse into
because you want something.
Yeah, but okay.
You want something. You want
communication. I'm telling you.
But that's not that. If you are upset or if you are uneasy or if things are not going the way they should be going in the relationship or in the home, if I come and I put my hands on your shoulders,
she about to strangle your ass, bro.
Leave for real.
She about to strangle you.
Yeah, like, out here, man. Because there's no way I can come to you and be soothing to you if I don't feel soothed. I can't do that for you.
Every woman
I can't do that for you. So what I'm saying is, now that I'm calm,
every man has triggers as well. Every person has triggers.
Absolutely. So now that I've got
when I say triggers, it's things that women have told you. If this happens, if you see this happening, don't bring your ass home.
Listen, I'm like Tina. I just want my name. I just want the name. I ain't fighting nobody. But I'm just saying, like,
the name, you ain't fighting nobody.
I just want my name. The name stays. So, okay. but if I say, like, let's sit down, I really mean, like, let's sit down and talk about it. Not let's just talk. And I think that that's what people sometimes don't understand. It's literally, let's talk about what the issue is for me so that you can understand why I feel the way I feel about this.
And I can ask you
not so I can change your mind, but maybe if you understand how this makes me feel, you'll be like, oh, snap. So not how I feel about it, but
if you want that,
feel about it.
If you want that ending, you should know how you should.
Let me say something to you. If you want a happy ending, understand what I do. And that's on that.
And you ain't that attitude. Y'all gonna be arguing. You ain't gonna get.
No, we're not. No, we're not gonna be arguing because that's the difference between maturity and immaturity.
You sound like a married couple.
Because if what bothers me does not bother you, we are not one. And that's just on that. Because for me, if my mate is bothering something for somebody, that's bothersome for me.
Mm-hmm.
When they don't get his love properly.
I know you fired up. She fired up. It's still the same. Your approach still matters on how you talk to him.
My approach
what is a man?
To you rubbing your shoulders if I'm arguing.
And I'm
that's an example.
Teri
nailed it. You know who your man is and what to do, not just to get money out of him, but how to get that conversation.
You're not listening, and see that's
the conversation is. You're getting that conversation by asking, "Can we talk?" We need to talk. If I say, can we, if I'm asking, if I say we need to. So, I'm hearing you.
No, you're not.
How about guess what? Instead of we got to talk. No, because when I approach guess what, that means I got something, I have some news. But guess what? This happened at work today. Guess what?
I'm just curious. How many times have y'all gotten a resolution with that approach in the conversation?
100% of the time for me.
No, I can't say 100% of the time because I don't have a great listener.
Give me a percentage. 50%,
or
40, 30, what?
I can't give a percentage, but because to be honest, I haven't been talking in a while, but when I used to talk, they either got it or acted like they got it.
So Jeffrey and Jonathan, question for y'all then. So when y'all wives need to present situations to y'all, what do they do? How was the conversation had?
We need to talk. I already know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, damn, talk about what? That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So then
when you start hearing what
she says we need to talk, and then you say talk about what, and then she tells you about what? Isn't that the start of the conversation? No. Isn't that a good thing? I don't understand.
No. Okay, we need to talk.
It's the approach.
What you need to talk about?
How does one approach? So you saying somebody got to come with a negligee on and they mad?
No, that was an example for you.
Oh, that was a hell of an example.
It's sticking.
You could have came with.
So look, the lights
are low, for example.
I need right. Lights low. We got very white in the background.
What y'all are saying, y'all approach is already hostile, and the guy will pick up on that. Like, man,
all we said was we need to talk. How is it hostile?
So he already on defense.
Where is
the hostility?
Pick up on it.
But you ain't
where is the hostility? Because if I say
conversation to get a resolution.
Yes, but if all I said was we need to talk, that's not hostility unless you take it.
That's what I was
it's 3 words. It's 3 words. We need to talk.
I'm coming into it with the hopes of a resolution.
That's not.
Y'all speak from personal opinion. Y'all go ahead and y'all ask at least 10 of y'all friends what I said. Watch, they're gonna be like, man. Every time I hear that, I get prepared.
I understand.
I know something about to happen.
I understand that. Nobody wants to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. When I hear it, I'd be like, oh my God. Trust me. I know
I could easily say, baby, we need to talk. And then you jump on the defensive thinking I'm about to go in. And I come in, I say, I hit the lottery today. We good. You ain't got to work no more. We need to talk about it, though. We need to make plans for our future. Conversation.
You don't even need what we need to talk, baby.
I hit the lottery.
Baby, I hit the lottery today.
So that's like what Yolanda was saying. Okay, so that's guess what?
Man, you like, hell yeah.
It doesn't matter what the topic is. If there needs to be conversation, how else am I going to say, I need to have a conversation with you. I need to talk. So it's a play on words, but I need to let you know that this conversation has to be had.
Now, as a musician, your decimal just went up 2 half steps. So instantly, a dude might not know it like that, but like, oh, her voice raising. She mad. What'd I do?
Maybe I'm not mad. I don't have to be mad to say we need to talk. It doesn't always have to be an argument.
We need to talk. Y'all ain't saying that shit like that. Cut it out.
I don't have to say that either.
I'm definitely feeling the way. But
we need to talk. It's serious. It's heavy. Yes, but it doesn't have to be a fight.
I lead you to the water. I say things. I leave crumbs. I'm like Hansel and Gretel and them. Wasn't they the ones that left the crumbs? Was them the ones?
They did.
I'm them. I leave the crumbs and I let you talk your way up to it. And then you say something, then I hit you with it. So that's why I don't even have to hit you with the can we talk? I'm gonna have you talk your way right on up into it.
Up into what though?
Up into what?
Whatever the conversation is. You're gonna talk your way right on up into it. I'm gonna lead you to it, and you're gonna drink it.
I'll take some.
I promise you. Promise you. Oh, I promise you.
What you learned?
Spice.
So
I weave baby.
So every time we need to talk means it's something wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ask some of your friends, man. Tell you.
Yeah, that's a guy perspective.
Y'all don't. You really.
I know.
Right.
I've been down with you, Stephanie. But if I say we need to talk, for me, it's something off. Now, if there's not something off, we just talking. I ain't gotta announce it. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it. Or I'd be like, hey, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But to present, if I'm requesting time, a time slot for a meeting, it's for a reason, buddy. Like we got to chop it up.
It's about to be some bullshit.
It ain't gonna be no resolution because
so that means put your phone down. That means yeah. But I'm definitely going to it with hopes of a resolution. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Yeah. So I'm with you, Teri, 100%. But so why is there not going to be a resolution to Jeff and then to Jonathan? Why is it bullshit? Just because it's heavy, just because there's a conversation that needs to be had. The whole point of the conversation is to come to the resolution. So why do you automatically assume that it's not?
From my experience, whenever I've had that we need to talk conversation, I said to myself, okay, the bullshit coming. Let's
Here y'all go. Why is it bullshit though? Why does this why is it bullshit? I don't understand.
It's going to be said. I'm not trying to say it, but you did some fucked up shit right here.
Not
necessarily. Maybe you did though.
And then accountability.
But what if you did?
You're like, okay, so I did this wrong. Okay, what else? And then this, and they listen, okay. And hopefully you don't say the one thing like, okay, that's a bridge too far. Time out, Negro. What you talking about? Now it ain't no, I'm trying to be Switzerland. Let's come to resolution. Well, you be doing this bull crap right here while you talking about me right here, and there's no resolution. That's why I said if you know you're a mate, you ain't got to be a playmate, but you know how to engage them.
But sometimes in that moment, you're just wrong.
Have dialogue where you get what you're trying to find, a resolution to the situation.
I get that, but maybe in that moment, you're just wrong. And I think that's where people mess up. When sometimes it's just time for you to apologize. It's not time for you to bring up what they did last month. It's time for you to apologize about what's going on right now. It's time to fix whatever this thing is, this thing.
You know what?
But because you're never handling, because y'all didn't handle what happened last month, now you bringing up what happened last month because there was no resolution for what the hell happened last month.
Because all I said was we need to talk. Now you on the defensive and you ready to fight. So we can have a conversation, but you ready to fight. So yeah, now we gonna fight.
But we're
not gonna resolve anything because you're bringing up bullshit.
So when the times both of you have ever said that to a guy, did you ever not say something they did wrong in that conversation? Yes or no?
You not listening. Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because we need to talk does not mean you
what is so wrong. Okay, so listen.
You both just admitted when you say we need to talk, I'm going to tell you did something wrong.
I'm about to start screaming.
They don't want to hear.
I'm about to start screaming.
I'm about to hang up.
You're saying that's what just
listen.
Like, what the hell? Why you don't want to hear we need to talk because you've done it.
Can I say something?
No, that is not what that means.
Sometimes people are wrong, and sometimes people are you.
Look, he got his hand right.
Go ahead, John.
Okay, I messed up. That was wrong. Now, can you go put that one negligee on? What's your favorite color, Jeffrey?
Purple.
Blue.
Tell him to put purple negligee on after you say you sorry. That's how you fix
it.
And a resolution has been passed.
Because y'all gave an argument. We need to talk. Don't have to be a problem. Y'all just both said.
I ain't never said that. That was Stephanie's.
That was me.
She's allowed to have that.
I said that.
Because guess
we
what?
Need to talk
that has been Stephanie's reality. The same
I didn't say
reality is that you've never been wrong.
Okay.
What I said was we need to talk does not always mean that you've done something wrong. Clearly, there's a problem. There's something that needs to be talked about.
The house, or y'all
exactly.
About
yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's you have accused them one time. That's going to be their narrative when they hear we need to talk. Well, last time we did,
it just sounds like
no. That's what you're carrying from your previous relationship because she always came at you wrong. So
I'm
because she
saying,
did it, automatically assume I am.
No. We're gonna go down rabbit
Tell
hole
me
right
I'm
now.
lying.
If
Tell
you
me I'm
did that,
lying.
I'm saying
No.
if you
Nope.
said
You
that to the
carrying
person.
that's baggage.
No, I'm not
You
talking
got
about
that
no
duffel
business.
bag over your shoulder.
No.
Tell me I'm lying.
So
Listen
you're
to
not
me.
even willing to admit that?
I'm not on that because we are toxic. I'm on if you
What?
just
Now
said
we are toxic.
we need to talk and you say he was wrong. The
Me
next time you
saying
say
you're
that to him,
wrong
we're going to
is
assume
completely.
he did something wrong again because that happened the first time. That's what I'm saying.
What if it was the very first time that I ever said it? We don't have any history at that point. This is my first time saying we need to talk. You still on the defensive, but I ain't never said that to you before. But you already ready.
Now you came with a different topic. Go ahead, John.
That's not a different topic.
No.
What?
Okay, if you live with somebody, right?
I don't know if I put this up here. My bad.
You talk to them every day, right? About a variety of stuff. The news, politics, sports, what happened with your mama, the kids, the light bill, the gas bill. During all that, we couldn't talk about whatever you want to talk about then. It had to be this one special phrase that we need to talk.
So y'all don't like those words.
Hold on.
That's what it is.
Hold on.
It's the
Hold on.
words.
That's when the guy is like, okay, something is really wrong because we've been talking all this time and there's been listening going on between both parties involved because I said something and you responded and you said something and I responded, which initiates a conversation. So we're communicating with each other and we're both hearing what the other person is saying. So what happened when you had to carve out this one set time that you really had to talk to this person about something above all this other time that you've been seeing them all these damn days? Well, you had to do this one thing to say, okay, we need to talk. And they're going to look at you like, we've been talking for fucking 6 weeks, 2 years. Why now do we need to talk? That's why guys sit back and be like, okay, so what did either I do or that's bothering you that constitute that we need to talk?
So
I'm quiet now. What?
So this actually brings me back around to our original topic. Now, because of how you guys are reacting, I get why a chick would be talking to somebody at work because y'all don't even want to hear it. Y'all don't even want to listen.
Oh my God.
Who the hell else we gonna talk to?
In this whole conversation we had going down a rabbit hole, both of y'all had switched up y'all initial point. And I was listening to y'all like, okay, they started right here.
We're women. We're allowed to do that. I mean, like, that's like science.
We're supposed to be right here, this conversation, and y'all doing it.
That's the woman's prerogative, bro.
Yeah. You try to keep track with it, though. Like, okay, I'm trying to
No.
But one thing we know about...
So I can find out what the issue is, and we can fix it.
Whatever, however, I believe in having open communication. I believe in being able to come and talk to you about whatever I want to come to you and talk to you about.
Ain't that what you doing all the time? Y'all been together?
Before I go to my home girl, my confidant, and talk to my confidant about it. I need to be able to come and talk to you about it. Now, if you reject me...
Now, what is considered a rejection to you?
You not wanting to talk to me about it? You like,
you already ready for the bullshit. It's already bullshit before I said anything.
Now, what if they're busy at the moment? Is that okay?
No, I'm not gonna come at you like that.
Let's remove that.
I'm not gonna cut into you at work. What I don't do is mess with the hustle.
No, you can be at home and you're doing something real quick. Let me do this.
I'm giving you fair warning. I'm telling you to carve me out some time. I ain't gonna cut into you. I'm gonna cut into you and say, hey, no, you need to. Yeah, right now. No.
And what if you say, okay, what you want to talk about, baby? Right now.
So then, in that time, we're gonna have that conversation.
And he listened to everything you had to say.
Correct.
Y'all talk back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And you come to what's supposed to be, as Jeff said, a resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then 2 months later, you catch my man, like he been busy, been doing this, and you be like, you know what? He ain't even talking to me. I need to slow him down again. Hey, baby, can I talk to you right now? Yeah. Then he listens to you again. Y'all do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it keep being what he thought he helped resolve, he listened to, but it's really something else. Not the initial first thing, but now it's something else. And it's building to a bunch of other little things.
Well, to me, that's that person, that woman or that person is wrong for not being 100% forthcoming in what she wanted to talk about in the first place, or not letting it go after it was initially resolved. Because once I resolve something, it's deaded, like it's done. You know what I mean? Or if I've forgiven you for something, it's for, you know what I mean? Like it's once something is done, it's done. When I wake up tomorrow, like whatever was today is done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry.
You're on a small percentage. Some don't forgive and
no.
Go.
To me, I have to. I can't sit up and be mad at you every day for yesterday. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna forget.
If you found out that happened years ago,
I'm not gonna forget that. I'm not gonna put myself in a position for you to continue to do it again. But at the same time, I'm not gonna hold something over your head every day. I'm not gonna every time we get into it bring something up, or you know what I mean, like stuff like that. But at the same time, if you pick at me, don't think I don't have that as this is ammunition now. Don't think it's not. But I think that once it's resolved, it should be resolved. And if you guys have rules, those should be on y'all list of rules. Like once it's talked about, once we lay this out on the floor and we had this conversation, it's done. So put it all out on the floor. Y'all, I think people make rules. Make rules for it.
People breaking.
and they may. But for me, moving forward, I'm unattracted to a lack of responsibility. We can be responsible for working and taking care of our homes and taking care of our children and all of that. We have to be responsible for our actions. That's it. If you can't say, yep, I did that, it was effed up, whatever. I can't mess with it.
That comes with maturity, though.
It does.
You actually realize that, hey, I made a mistake, and you own what you did. Mm-hmm. A lot of people be like, oh, shit, I didn't do that wrong. What you talking about?
I can tell you what I did, and I can tell you why I did it. I'm not saying it's right, but I can tell you I did it, and I can tell you why.
Impatience.
But sometimes I can tell you why. Sometimes I just did it because that's what I wanted to do, but...
That's usually the reason.
I mean, listen, girl. But yeah.
Very informative conversation. Any final thoughts?
No. Watch who you talk to. In my opinion, I ain't gonna say not the opposite sex, because you could be with the same. So whatever. But I just be careful who you're talking about your relationship to, because their intentions are not going to be always pure. And some people, even if they're so-called friends, are sometimes jealous or have a way of making you feel like you should be living in a different or better situation when they aren't even. First of all, look at who you talking to. Look at who you taking advice from. Mm-hmm. Would you trade places? Just saying. So be careful.
I agree with Teri's thoughts, and that walk that fine line when you choose your confidant. I don't necessarily think that there is anything wrong with having those relationships, but I love the scenario that Jonathan gave about not letting everybody be a part of the story. You really do have to choose, because everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. And a lot of times they are using those conversations as ammunition to backfire later on, or looking for that little spectacle, that opportunity to slide in. I also learned in this conversation not to ask or say we need to talk?
Are you being truthful or you being a smart ass? I just gotta ask.
I'm in a smart ass.
Yeah, I know.
She gonna do it. That's what I did right there. I watch. She
I
gonna
know
do it.
you.
Whoever
the
knows,
first
be like,
part
wait a
was
minute.
I know you. I'm
The
here
first
bullshit.
part was 100%. The we need to talk was
My thing
definitely
is, are
being
you
a
trying to
smart
get to the
ass.
purple negligee or not?
Exactly. What do you really want? But that's it.
You know you're right.
You had Josie playing in the background, Jeff. Come and talk to me.
What's that?
You should have that come and talk to me about Josie playing in the background.
Copyright infringement. I'm all right for that.
He wants somebody to come and massage his shoulders before they argue with him.
I didn't say me. I'm giving examples. I don't have no issue with emotional confrontation because I learned it's not scary. I don't mind having a conversation. So we ain't gotta have it again. But I do know other people that, man, she said I want to talk, man. I gotta get some jacket. This one's bullshit about to say. Like, hey, dog.
Everybody does. I even react that way.
Nah, man. Nah, dog. She came something like 2 weeks ago. Like, I don't even remember that. Like, damn. Hey, apologize against flowers, dog. Do something. But I know those scenarios, and John's not wrong. A lot of dudes hear that. They start, oh, man. What did I do? I don't think I did. Yeah.
We ain't trying to stress y'all out like that.
Man, she must go that bullshit. They got some overtime so I could take a little longer before I got to go home and deal with it. When I learned it ain't scary, let's talk. Let's talk for 5 hours so we can figure it out and we're going to talk about it.
Right.
But everybody ain't me. And I get that. So, you get your final words, Joe?
I'm gonna say this one to everybody that's watching this show. That's a mother, Teri, Stephanie. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Happy Mother's
My
Day.
words hold true. Your life is your greatest reality TV show. Be careful who's sitting in your audience. Everybody can't sit there because everybody ain't rooting for you. They're rooting against you. Be careful who you telling people stuff at work because everybody ain't your friend. And the one that you think, oh yeah, well he got Dexter St. Jock in disguise.
I would say since it is 12:28 East Standard Time, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on the planet, and praying for you if your mother's not here. I hope this conversation does what the show intention is: educate, entertain, have some fun. You know, some of my people say some outlandish, down the rabbit hole stuff. It's all good fun. Hope you learn something, and I learned stuff as well too. Because I have a teammate that love mess with me, but I got love for her as a teammate.
Hey Jeff, we're gonna do it like always. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless.
All right, we'll get to that point. But everybody, hope you enjoy Mother's Day. Do what you're gonna do. Enjoy the rest of your night. I made some reels because I appreciate people on my Facebook music page. Y'all watching it, and we getting like 700 views or something to clicks. That's pretty cool.
That's what's up.
So, say God bless and good night.
And damn it, we don't need to talk. Good night.
We need to talk. Jonathan,
The rabbit hole was closed. You just had to open that up. Like open. So cold. There you go. All right.
But